A common sense recap of the day's biggest stories. It's John Catsimatidis and Rita Cosby. Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
Now calling in from Switzerland, which is a hoot and a holler from Paris and the Paris Olympics, and so many things are happening in France today, is Mario Economou, one of our correspondents there. Mario, what's going on in Paris? What happened this morning?
Yes, hi there. So it actually didn't happen this morning. It started pretty much overnight, and it looks like there was some arson, some burning of train tracks, as well as some hacking activity, which disrupted many of the high-speed rail lines that make their way into Paris and up into Belgium and across into the United Kingdom. They suspect that it may have been radical leftists or anarchists. This is an MO they've used, as well as potentially environmentalists. But the reality is they have absolutely no idea who it is. And they did succeed in disrupting tens of thousands of people from coming in to see the games, as well as commuters to come in for their work, visitors visiting the city as tourists. So it was a bit of a mess. But there are several other things which are happening also, which are really not that good. You have a situation at the Olympic Village where you have thousands of athletes that need to eat, and apparently there's not enough eggs, there's not enough chicken, there's not enough protein. And the idea behind this debacle is that they wanted to source their food locally, meaning within France. And, of course, they were unable, I suspect, to get enough eggs and enough chicken. And they also wanted to move away and make this as carbon neutral a feeding process as possible, meaning they wanted to have more plant-based foods. The problem is the athletes are complaining because they need protein in order to be able to compete. So this did not work out too well. In fact, the English team has now dispatched their own chef with their own food to be able to prepare the meals for them in accordance with what they need. Another problem they have is that there are, apart from the athletes who number around 10,000, you also have their coaches, the support staff. You know, there's roughly 30 to 40,000 people there, and the facility they have can feed around about 7,500 people at a time. So what's happening is a lot of the athletes now apparently are bringing their own food back to the Olympic Village. They're also complaining about the bedding. Once again, the idea was to be able to provide sustainable bedding, and what they did was they're using compressed paper and cardboard to make beds. And apparently the athletes are saying the beds are very uncomfortable, they're not very strong, and they're not able to support, in some cases, of course, the larger athletes.
Wow.
So I think that
especially the big wrestlers.
Yeah, I was thinking the weightlifters, they're probably like, this stinks, Wow.
Yeah, and they're on a diet.
Right. Yeah, no protein and have a wood on your bed. What about also terror threats also? One of the things that people are so worried about is just look in America. We're so worried about all these heightened threats. What about the heightened threats taking place in Paris? I can't imagine the security there for the Olympics.
Yeah, so I think that I don't think it's any higher than at any other international or global event that takes place. I think that's just something everybody has to live with today and be prepared with. I know that many of the people who are in media from all the countries around the world that are going there to basically take the videos and provide the reports, they had to go through 2 tiers of checkpoints in order to be able to get in close to where they could film a lot of the events. The opening ceremony was going to happen. In fact, this is the first time ever that the opening ceremony has occurred outside of a stadium. And some people are saying, although the authorities, the French authorities and the Olympic Committee are not confirming this, they're saying there is a reason why they did the opening ceremony on river boats going down the river that goes through Paris. Apart from the fact that everybody could line on both sides of the bank, the reason was for security purposes.
Wow.
So that,
Ed Cox, you have a question for Mario.
Vive la France. There's a new strain of COVID that's going around the world, very contagious.
Yes, virulent, correct.
Has that hit these a lot of people living close together? Has it hit the athletes,
so
and what's the impact going to be?
It is spreading around Europe. You're absolutely right. And we're seeing it in some of the strangest of places where you think it wouldn't be seen, where it's very warm and people are on vacation and everything is outdoors, places like Spain, places like Italy, places like Greece. But yes, there is an increase, and it is a rather virulent strain. Hospitalizations are nowhere where they used to be years ago, but there is a concern, and there is a warning that if you're indoors or if you're flying or if you're on a train, it's best to mask at this point once again.
Yeah, absolutely. Mario, thank you so much. Please keep us posted, too, because obviously the games are just getting underway, all the events and so forth. Keep us posted as things develop, and we just pray everybody stays safe and healthy. Thank you very, very much.
All right,
do you have a comment? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Governor Patterson has a comment.
No, Rita, I thought maybe we would call Goya and try to get some food over there before the athletes aren't able to perform anymore.
They could use it. There's good protein in the Goya beans, actually. That would be a good thing. Mario, thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.